Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. Oh, sorry. Brushing some stuff out of the way there. So, hope everyone's doing well. Survived that crazy rain that we had all night, and now it's still wet out. So, here we are inside. So let's come into a comfortable place. Let's come onto our backs. I take that back. If you have blocks and you like to use them underneath your back for a little heart opener, that's great. If you don't like to do that or you don't have a block, you can take a rolled up sweatshirt or pillow. I'm gonna grab a sweatshirt, I think, too. So two things, one for under your back or one for your head. The sweatshirt, you kind of roll it the long way and put it underneath your shoulder blades, and that'll get you the same, not the same, but it'll get you a little bit of a heart opener there, just to sort of lift the heart, open through the chest. You can let your legs stay long, or if that at all feels like it strains the lower back, then bend the legs and bring them up tall. Depending how tall something is underneath you, you might want something else to support the neck. So you can play with that and see which feels best. I'm going to use the block underneath my shoulder blades, my sweatshirt for underneath my head. So when you get yourself settled, let your face start to soften, let your eyelids get heavy. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and send it out through the mouth. And if you need, do that again or 2 or 3 times. Whatever helps your body settle in and find that softness. Why didn't that mute? There we go. Letting your jaw relax, your eyelids get heavy. And just settling in here, letting your physical body soften, and trying to let that allow your mind to start to soften and still as well as you focus more on the breath, watching each inhale and exhale. Just watching the cycle of it, and let that be your focus. Let that fill your head with thought. Just a few more rounds of breath here, letting everything just, if you have a block or something underneath your shoulders, letting the rest of your body get heavy around that. And if you are just flat on the earth, letting your whole body get heavy, get heavy onto your mat. Continuing to watch the cycle of your breath, 3 more rounds, just easy in and out through the nose. Into that third exhale, just gently roll to one side so that you can remove anything that's underneath you. Come back. That side. Come back down to your back. And inhale your arms overhead. Stretch everything out long. Toes in one direction, fingertips in the other. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, hug everything in. Knees to the chest. Maybe give yourself a rocking motion side to side, or make some circles with the knees. Find the lower back. Find the corners of the lower back. If you're making circles, just make sure you take each direction. And then go ahead and bring your feet back down. You can leave them flat or you can stretch them long. Bring the hands to the heart center. Let's just set our intention while we're on our back still. Or a dedication or a focus, bringing a word or a phrase or mantra to mind. Just see what comes up for you this morning. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and release your arms. Again, inhale them overhead, stretch it out. This time, hug the right knee into your chest. Just give it a nice tight squeeze, as tight into your chest as you can. Maybe the knee even comes outside the rib cage a little bit. Just starting to bring some circulation, awareness to that hip. And then go ahead and send that right heel straight up to the sky. Interlace your hands behind, or if you have a strap or a towel, you can use that to drape over the top of that foot. Otherwise, interlacing your hands anywhere from the top of the thigh to the back of the calf or the ankle. Starting to wake up that hamstring. So flexing through that right heel, toes are pointing back toward your face, and try to let your shoulders still stay heavy. So even if your arms are all the way extended, just give yourself a little bit of an exhale as you let the shoulders get heavier onto the mat. Then you can let your eyelids stay closed here if that's comfortable, and just breathe into the back of that right leg. If the left leg is strained at all, you can bend it and see if that just gives you a little bit more leeway in the pose. Take 2 more breaths here. And then go ahead and bend the knee, and you can grab either the big toes or the outside of that foot and just extend the leg all the way out to the right. Or you can take your right hand and use it like a kickstand to support that leg, depending on your level of flexibility. Left hand can rest on the top of that left hip. Just to remember to keep it grounded so you don't roll out toward the right there. Keep flexing that right foot. And if your left leg is extended, keep a gentle flex in that foot as well. Toes toward the sky. Take another breath in and out. And then you can bend that right knee, bring it back to center, back into your chest, and then bring it all the way over to the left for a spinal twist. So if it's okay on your back and it might be a little bit tight this morning, or first thing in the morning, not just this morning, but if you could keep both shoulders heavy, maybe even bring your gaze to the right. You can bring that right arm out like a wing. And just take a few breaths here in the spinal twist. With your next inhale, come back to center. Hug both knees in. Nice tight squeeze. And then send the right leg long, or you can bend the knee. Hug that left knee into your chest, nice and tight, or outside the rib cage. And then with your next inhale, send that left heel high, flexing the heel, toes pointing back to the face, interlace the hands behind that left leg, and just start to lengthen, breathe into that hamstring. Take another 3 breaths here. And then go ahead and either grab the big toe, or you can grab the outer edge of that foot, or bring your hand to the outer edge of that left leg, anywhere that you can kickstand that arm as you open it up to the left. If you have the ability, move that whole leg a little closer toward the top of your mat. So elongating the back of the leg, the inner thigh as well. Right hand resting right on that right hip. And a gentle flex in those right toes toward the sky. Take one more breath here. And then you can bend that left knee, bring it back into center, and then bring it all the way over to the right. Try to get that left shoulder heavy onto the mat, and you can bring your gaze out to the left. That's okay on your back. One more full breath here. And then come back to center. Squeeze the knees in again. Maybe a little rock. And then either just drop the knees to one side and make your way to a seat, or you can rock and roll forward and back once or twice or 3 times. Go over the length of the spine and then come all the way up. Come up to your table. And let's take a few breaths through our cat-cow. So you can start in any direction and take a breath and then reverse your pose with the opposite breath, or take a full one on each side. And always noticing how your body's feeling this morning, letting your breath and body follow. You can go ahead and let's tuck our toes, lift the hips, and come into our downward facing dog, our inverted V. So walking out this first downward dog, bending one knee, lengthening through the opposite, and just taking a few breaths each side. Grounding through the palms, fingertips, ball joint of the hand, heel of the hand. And then go ahead and stretch out your dog if you were a little bit shorter to start, because sometimes we take a shorter downward dog when we first get into it. Take an inhale and hinge forward to your high plank. We'll pause here for a breath or two. You know, modifications, dropping your knees and toes or lifting the knees. Forearm plank with knees on or off the earth. So you choose the version that works best for you. Make sure that if your knees are lifted, that there's no sagging in that back. Stay strong through your core, strong through your breath. Take another inhale, stay for the exhale, and then inhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Lift the hips, heavy through the heels. Another full breath. And then inhale, come forward to your high plank again. Any variation. 3 breaths this time. One more full breath. And then come back to your downward dog. Lift the hips, drop the heels. Another inhale, exhale, and next inhale, hinge forward again, high plank. This time we're going to lower halfway, so you can come right down, or you can drop the knees, or you can come down and then drop the knees, and then come all the way down. And we'll come into our Cobra, pressing the tops of the feet, shoulder blades on the back, and then starting to lift the heart and drop the shoulder blades down. You can lift the hands or just press them gently for this first one. Whatever allows you to feel your back body working as best it can. And then maybe bring the hands back down or press them a little bit harder. Come a little higher into your Cobra. Or some of you might want to come into your upward facing dog or a high Cobra. Take another breath in, and then as you exhale, send it all back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, and a nice long exhale. And then stepping your feet a little closer together at the back of your mat, take an inhale and lift the right leg high. Flex through that heel, lengthen through that leg. Keep lifting, and then go ahead and open it up. You can bend the knee, stack right hip on top of left, let that left heel get a little heavier. And try to keep your shoulders square this morning. So that right armpit wants to sometimes turn open. Let's try to keep it square. So you're really opening through the lower body. Your palms are pressing and you're squaring through the upper body. Take another breath and then exhale, release. Tap that foot down and then step it all the way forward. Drop the back knee and come up into a low lunge. Anjaneyasana, you can send the arms high. Or maybe cactus them and get an opening through the heart, or maybe interlace them on the lower behind the lower back, lifting the heart, and just waking up that left hip flexor. Take another breath in, and then release. Bring the hands back down, tuck the back toes. Step that back foot in to meet the front. Take an inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, swan dive back down to your fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, step that left foot back. Step the right foot back. High plank to low. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale back, downward facing dog. And then from here, inhale your left leg high. Flex through the heel. Lengthen through the back of that leg. Get heavy in your right heel. And then go ahead and keep lifting until it starts to open up. Bend the knee. Try to keep the shoulders square so that left armpit faces down. And opening up through the lower body. Take another breath in, and then release. You can tap that left foot down, and then walk it all the way forward between your hands. Drop the back knee. You can flatten out the back of that top foot. Inhale up. Soften into the hips. Exhale through your goal pose, and then maybe interlace. Maybe find the opposite interlace to the hands behind the lower back here. Squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the heart. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release. Step the back toes in to meet the front. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step it back. High plank, low plank. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. 3 nice full breaths here. End of your third exhale, look forward, walk, step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step it back, high to low. Urdhva Mukha and Ardha Mukha. 3 breaths. End of your third exhale, look forward, walk, step or jump. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pause. And then next inhale, send the arms high, bend the knees, drop the hips, Utkatasana. Setting the weight down and back. Heels are heavy, toes are light. Arms can stay high, or you can bring them together at your heart center. A little tiny lift from the heart so there's no rounding there. And then make sure that the tail isn't curled up too much and also not tucked too hard under. You want it just right in the middle, dropping toward the earth, squeezing the inner thighs, breathing fully. Take 3 more breaths here. One more full inhale, and then exhale, release to your fold. Let's heel toe the feet, hip distance. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale and lengthen. And then exhale, release into your fold. Crown of the head heavy. And take another breath. And then release the toes, heel toe the feet back toward one another. Bend the knees, drop the hips, inhale the arms high. And exhale together through heart center. Prayer twist to the right, left elbow over right knee. Pressing the palms into one another. Keep squeezing the inner thighs toward one another. If it's in your practice to open your arms, go ahead for that. Or maybe find some kind of a bind as well. Otherwise, just keep them pressing
Take one more inhale, and then exhale, release, heel toe the feet wide. This time let's grab opposite elbows into our ragdoll. Drop the crown of the head, gaze to the back of the mat. Breathing into the fold. Take another full breath. And then release the hands, heel toe the feet back toward one another. Come back into your Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, hands together at the heart and twist to the left. Right elbow over left knee. Drop the hips, lift the heart. Try to keep extended through the crown of the head so the spine stays nice and long. Pressing the palms into one another. Breathing fully. I'm sure you guys noticed my background's a little different today. I was busy last night. Got tired of the orange. Take another breath in. And exhale, release, come back to your fold, heel toe the feet. This time let's interlace the hands in the lower back, get a little shoulder opener. So drop the hands forward, drop the crown of the head. If this doesn't work for your shoulders, you can just grab the back of your clothing or have your strap or your towel available. Take another full breath. And then go ahead and release. Heel toe the feet back toward one another. Come back to your Utkatasana. One breath. Inhale. And then exhale, release to fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, step it back. High to low plank. Inhale. Up. And exhale it back. And then inhale, we'll take the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. So ground the other edge of that back foot. Ground into that right heel. And come up, maybe hands at hips to start. Get your base and your foundation sturdy. Then you can send the arms, the gaze can be straight ahead or maybe a little bit up toward that crease where the ceiling and wall meet. Soften down through the shoulders. Ground into that right heel. Take another breath in. And then open into your warrior two. Readjust your feet as you need. Glance down, just check your alignment. Opening through that inner thigh, extending the arms. And then again, letting your gaze just settle over that front hand. Softening down through the shoulders, maybe dropping into your pose a tiny bit deeper. Next, inhale, reverse your warrior, stay in your lunge. And get that lengthening on the right side body. Take another inhale, and then exhale, come into your side angle. Right elbow on left knee, left fingertips to the sky. And really now ground into that right heel. Try to guide the hips back just a little bit more. And then see if you can twist your torso toward the side. The lower ribs opening and the heart shining straight ahead. Your gaze can be straight ahead or it can be up at those fingers. And again, making sure that right hand isn't taking all of your weight. You can always test that by lifting that right hand. Take another inhale, and then go ahead and release. Lengthen that front leg, reverse. Inhale, and then come forward into your Trikonasana, keeping that length. Send the hips to the back of the room, torso over that front, and then dropping into your five-pointed star. Reaching the fingertips high, the crown of the head forward, and still twisting open through your torso as best you can. The heart and the rib cage toward the side of the room. Breathing fully. And take one more breath in, and then exhale, release that all. Send that right foot back, take your high to low, or go right to downward dog. You take the version that works for you. From your downward dog, let's take an inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Grounding through the feet. And then when you're ready, come on up. Bending the arms, the gaze, dropping into the shoulders and the hips. Take another inhale, and then exhale, open it to your warrior two. Again, just checking your alignment, settling into the pose, softening the shoulders, maybe dropping in a little deeper through the hips. Gaze settling, take another breath. And then staying in your lunge, reverse your warrior. Lengthen that left side, inhale, and then exhale, come back forward into your side angle on the left. Right fingertips high, grounding into that left hip. And really twisting open from the lower ribs and the heart. And again, making sure that left arm isn't taking all of the weight. You don't want to be just hanging out there. You want to have the core, side core here engaged. And take another breath in, stay for the exhale, and then we'll lengthen that front leg as we reverse into our triangle. And then coming forward, shifting the hips back, torso forward, and opening into our triangle on the left, right fingertips high, gaze either up or straight ahead or down, wherever your neck feels loose. Again, still trying to open the front of the body toward the side of the room. Looks like the sun's coming out now. And break. Take another inhale. And then exhale, release and windmill everything down. Step that left foot back. Take your vinyasa or not. Just honor your body, what feels good to you this morning. We'll meet in downward dog. Take a full breath in and out. And then next inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Ground down, inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more time, inhale, reverse. So bug flying around me. And exhale, side angle. This time to hold for 5 breaths and take this to a bind, if you like, a half bind. Or maybe practice coming into the full bind. I promised you last week we would come to Bird of Paradise today, so we will do that if you want, but not yet. So we're going to stay in our side angle, either bound or unbound, but just getting a little deeper into that hip. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, reverse and lengthen. And then exhale, windmill your hands down and step your back foot in just a foot or so to come into your pyramid. So squaring both feet to the front of the room, heels are grounded, fingertips or blocks on either side. Take an inhale and lengthen. Maybe bring that right hand into the right hip crease and guide that hip back. So lengthening even more through that right hamstring. And then lengthen through the spine as you inhale. Exhale and drop the crown of the head. And take 5 deep breaths here on your right side. And take one more inhale. And then exhale, release and step it all back to your downward facing dog. Inhale breath and a nice long exhale. And then inhale, take the left leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Keep turning around. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Last time. And exhale, side angle to hold. So now finding your place, you can drop that left hand to the earth, or if you have a block, that's a great place for it, inside that foot. Getting a little deeper into your pose. and or maybe adding a half bind or a full bind, playing with that. Like I said, we're going to come back to this next to take it further. So you take it wherever feels comfortable for this version. Take one more inhale, and then exhale. Release both hands to either side of that left foot. Step the back foot in a few inches for your pyramid. So find your shortened stance here, grounding both heels. Come high to fingertips, maybe guide that left hip back a little bit to start. And then exhale, release the crown of the head, drop into your fold. And take another inhale. And as you exhale, release, step it back through your vinyasa or right to your downward facing dog. Of course, you know you can always take child's pose anywhere. There's a rest and a reset. And then when you're ready, let's make your way back to downward facing dog. And take an inhale breath as you lift the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. So now you can come along as far as you want with this pose. You can stay right here, or you can come with us as far as you want to bird of paradise. If you have a strap or towel, this is a great pose to use it for to elongate your arms. So we're going to start by coming into a half bind. Left hand comes to the lower back, and then you're going to take that right hand, turn the palm towards the back of the room, reach it down, and then underneath. And you're going to try and find those left fingertips. So that's where if you have a strap or a towel or anything that can help you elongate the arms, that helps. Then we're going to step the feet. So slowly start to step the back foot in a couple times, and then turn. I'm going to turn to face you, but turn your toes toward the front of your mat. So your feet are parallel. And then you're going to come onto your toes on the right and start to bring the weight onto your left foot. So you can play with it right here. You don't have to go any further. You can play with lifting that right foot, finding your balance. And then if you want, start to walk your gaze up along the wall as you come to stand. And then as best you can, open that knee, open that hip to the right. And the icing on the cake is to extend that right foot. Staying nice and tall. Of course, breathing doesn't work well if you don't breathe. Take another inhale wherever you are. And now if you're here, you've got to get back down. So let that right foot come all the way back down. You can heel toe your feet back into your lunge. If you can keep the bind that whole time, great. And then we're going to let go of it. We're going to come all the way up and reverse. And then exhale, windmill it all down. And again, either take your high to low or a modified version. We'll meet in downward dog. Take another full breath. And then from our downward dog, we'll inhale to take the left leg high. Exhale it forward. Warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. Now you'll know where we're going, so you can choose how far you want to come. I don't think I can see very many of you today. I wanted to see how many were coming along into Bird of Paradise. So let's start by taking the half bind, right hand to the back, and then the left hand, palm facing toward the back of the room, comes down, and then bends, wraps underneath, find those right fingertips, and then start to walk the back foot in. Walk it all the way up to your left foot, turning both feet parallel, toes facing the front of the mat. I'm just going to turn to face you. And then start to bring your weight onto that right foot. Come onto the toes on the left. Play with your balance there. And then if you want, when you're ready, start to come all the way to vertical. Walking up, bringing your shoulders onto your back, letting that knee come open wide, the hip opening. And then if you can, lengthen. Beautiful. Whoops, I'm losing my balance there. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly we'll start to come out. Bring that left foot all the way back down. Make your way back into your lunge. Release the arms. Whew. Reverse, lengthen through that front leg. And then exhale, windmill it all down. High to low. Or you can always skip the push-up and just come to your back bend. It always feels nice. And then send it all the way back to your downward dog. And then let's all come down to a child's pose. You can bring your hands back by your heels. And just take a few breaths here, rounding through the back of the body, breathing into the lower spine there. I can't see my clock anymore behind my computer there. Take another full breath here. And then come on back up. Let's actually come right to our table. Don't come all the way to downward dog. And let's step our left fingertips toward the center. Inhale the right fingertips high and twist open through the rib cage. Inhale, and then as you exhale, thread that right arm through. Come on to the back of the shoulder, pressing the back of the hand. Maybe the left fingertips walk forward. And so we'll take a few breaths here. You can stay right here. If you want to take this to the balance, you can start to shift. I'll turn it the other way. Start to shift your weight onto that right shoulder. And right knee, maybe lifting the left leg, maybe adding the left fingertips as well. You can add a bind here as well, or you can bind the foot. Lots of options. If you have a bind, gently release it. Take another breath wherever you are, and then we'll all come back to the original, the first phase, with just the stretch here. So take another full breath. And then go ahead and release. Come back through center, bring the right hand back up to the sky as you reverse that and open it. And then exhale, release. And then we'll switch sides, right hand to center, inhale the left fingertips high. And then exhale, thread them through. Come on down to the back of that left shoulder, back of that hand, pressing. Breathing, feeling the twist, maybe move all the way up your spine. And if you want to take this to the balance, start to shift the weight onto your left side, left knee and left shoulder. Maybe lift the right leg. Maybe add the right fingertips. Take another full breath. Or actually, if you want, maybe take the bind here on the side. And take another inhale and then gently release that. And then bring everything back down, come back into our first phase of the stretch. Take an inhale. And then exhale, release. Send the left fingertips back up to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, release. And then let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, come back into our downward dog. Come back into our sort of home base here of our downward dog. Let's take an inhale, lift the right leg high. And exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Inhale up. And then exhale, let's humble our warrior. So interlace the hands on the lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart as you inhale. And then exhale, come on down to humble, leading with the heart, trying to guide that right hip back and drop the crown of the head, drop the arms overhead. And then your next exhale, release the bind, come back up to your warrior one, pivot onto the ball joint of that back foot. Exhale, hands together through to the heart and twist to the right. Now you can come into your twist by dropping the back knee and then drop the elbow. And then you can come back into your lunge if you want, or you can keep the knee down. You can open up the arms, find a bind, half or full bind. A lot of binding with the arms today, if you want, no pressure. So you find the pose that works best for you. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, release, come all the way back to center, back to your crescent lunge. So lift the back leg if you were down on the knee. Send the heart high, inhale, lift it up, and then exhale, release the hands down and walk them all the way over to the left, coming into a wide-legged fold. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. So toes are in, heels are out here. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, release the crown of the head. Walk the hands to the outer edges of the feet or the big toes. Another inhale. And exhale, release. And then walk your hands back to the front of the mat, pivot your feet. And let's take that right leg straight up to your three-legged dog. Inhale, and just float it up. And then exhale, release it down. And then we'll inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior one. Inhale up. And then release the hands. Find the opposite interlace on the lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, and inhale. And then exhale to humble your warrior. Grounding through that left heel to guide that hip back. Drop the crown of the head. Drop the arms overhead. End of your next exhale, release the bind. Inhale, come back up. And then pivot onto the ball joint of that back foot. Exhale the hands together through your heart center. And twist to the left. Coming into it. And then finding whichever version, knee down, knee lifted, palms pressing or arms spread. And take one more full breath. And then exhale, release, come back to center to your crescent lunge. Send the arms high, lift the heart and lengthen it up. And then exhale, release. Send the hands down and walk them over to your right, coming back into our wide-legged fold. And then this time, just walk your hands over to the right. Right hand can be on the outside of that right ankle. Sorry, left hand on the right ankle, or calf or knee, and send the right fingertips high. So just noticing if you feel this twist in a different place than the other one we just did, different part of your back. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, release, walk your hands through center all the way over to the left, and then right fingertips on the left ankle, and left fingertips to the sky. And take one more inhale, and then exhale, release. And then let's walk our hands back to what was the front of our mat. Send those left toes straight up to your three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, release. And then hinge forward to your plank, and we'll take it all the way down to our belly with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it all down. Let one cheek turn, let your arms rest by your sides. Take a nice deep full breath in and out. And then turn the opposite cheek. Again, another full breath in and out. And then come back to center. Come back to center with your gaze and then also with your legs and your feet. Bring the hands onto the lower back, interlace the fingers. And then when you're ready, we'll come into our locust, lifting the toes, lifting the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades and sending the knuckles to the back, crown of the head forward, breathing fully. And one more inhale, And exhale, release. Again, turn one cheek, take a breath in. And switch sides, another full breath. And then come back to center. We'll do one more locust. You can take that same arm variation. You can bring your arms out or send them forward or come into bow, bending the knees, grabbing the tops of the feet or the ankles. And when you're ready, lifting everything for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more inhale, and exhale, slowly release it all. And then just give your hips a little sway side to side, where you can bend the knees and gently windshield wiper the feet. Just helping to release through the lower back. And then go ahead and bring your hands by your heart, gently making your way back to your child's pose. So you can come into either extended version with the fingertips forward, maybe tented fingertips, or you can walk them back by your heels and let the shoulders soften. Breathing, sending the breath all the way through the back. And then we're going to come into a wide knee child's pose. We're going to stay in this a little bit longer. So with your knees wide to your degree, maybe the mat width is where you're at, maybe you're a little narrower or a little wider. So come into the version where you're feeling sensation in the hips, but of course, not any pain or discomfort, and in a place where you can stay here, breathe. We have a few more minutes, so we're going to stay here and just find our breath. Try to let your chin or your forehead rest. Softening. If you have your head turned in one direction, just turn it to the opposite side. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And we'll slowly start to make our way out. Come on to your forearms, lifting the hips, and then just gently, slowly walk your knees together. Come all the way up tall. Bring the hands to the lower back, bring the shoulder blades together, and just gently lift the heart. Opening up through the front of the body. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release. Come back to your closed knee child's pose. Hips back towards your heels, forehead to the earth, rounding through the spine. Maybe take a rabbit variation here. Bring the crown of the head all the way down. You really exaggerate that rounding through the back. Take another inhale, and then go ahead and release. Shift your hips to one side, swing your legs out in front. And let's just come into a Paschimottanasana, double-legged forward fold. So start by just moving the flesh behind your legs, behind your rear, so you're nice and sturdy and grounded there. Flex the feet, inhale the arms high, and then exhale, start to come forward with a long spine until your legs, your body start to resist. And when you get there, then go ahead and just bend your knees in a little bit. You can drop your arms, maybe they come to the sides of your legs or the sides of your feet. And then to your degree, soften over your legs, and then slowly you can start to walk them forward to your degree. Maybe they didn't move very far, But as your legs start to soften into the pose, maybe get a little bit deeper. Some of you I know might be able to come all the way down right away, and that's great. So you just find where you are as you get down, lengthening. And take another full breath here. And then inhale, come on up. And let's bend that right leg, cross it over, or you can keep it inside. Either way, we're going to just twist to the right, right hand behind, left fingertips inhale high, and exhale, twist. Elbow either can come inside that knee or you can wrap around. Leading with the heart as you twist to the right, sitting tall, breathing fully. Another inhale, and exhale, release. Switch sides, lengthen up that right leg, bend the left, either inside the knee or cross it over. Start to twist to the left, bring the left hand behind, inhale the right fingertips high, lengthen, and then exhale, come into your twist. And take one more inhale, and then exhale, gently release. We'll make our way down to our backs. Let's come into our boat pose. So we'll make our way down with a little bit of core engagement. So staying nice and tall through the heart and through the spine. Arms are extended, knees are bent to start, and then go ahead and open up till your core kicks in. And then from there, we'll go 10, 9, 8, slowly lowering, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come all the way down. Inhale, and an open mouth exhale. Let your whole body just soften, let your face soften, your eyelids get heavy. And then inhale, squeeze the knees into your chest. Just give them a nice little hug. And we'll do one bridge pose. So set your feet parallel, hip distance. Inhale, ground through the lower back. Exhale, lift the hips. Walk the shoulder blades toward one another. Maybe interlace the hands. And just engage through the quadriceps and the glutes to lift your hips toward the sky for 3 more breaths. And one more inhale, and then exhale, gently walk your shoulder blades apart and come on down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Inclined bound angle, let everything soften. Hands can either be by your sides or on the tops of your thighs, or one on your heart and one on your belly. And gently guiding your knees back toward one another. Bring the knees into your chest and send your feet straight up to the sky for an inversion. Legs up or shoulder stand. Legs up against the wall, if you have a wall nearby, or with a block under the lower back for support, if you have that. And just take about 7 or 8 breaths here, letting the back body get heavy. If you're in shoulder in Vipariti. If you're in shoulder stand, making sure that your hands stay on your lower back for support. Making sure not to move your head side to side if you're in shoulder stand. Take another deep, full breath. If you're in shoulder stand, start to make your way into plow. If you're in legs up and you also want to come to plow, you can just bring your feet overhead toward the back or toward the top of your mat. Hands can stay on the lower back for support, and just get that beautiful stretch through the neck and the top of the shoulders. And then slowly making your way out of that. Hug the knees into your chest. Drop them to the right for a spinal twist. Drop your gaze to the left and the left arm open like a wing. Inhale deeply and take a nice long exhale. And then inhale, come back through center. And we'll take it over to the left. Gaze to the right. Right arm open. And then inhale, come back to center. Give the knees one last squeeze in. And then extend everything for your Savasana. Lengthening out on your mat. Take a deep inhale through the nose and send it out through the mouth. Do that again if you need, or as many times as you need to really signal to your body to let it go, to let everything get heavy, and start to just become one with the mat. Soften the muscles on the face and the jaw, relax the eyes. Sometimes bringing the arms a little further away from the body helps you soften through the shoulders as well. Let's start to bring some awareness back to your breath, back to your physical body. Start to lengthen your inhale. With your next breath in, take a deep inhale, lengthen the arms overhead. Stretch everything out long. And with the exhale, hug everything in tight. Squeeze the knees. And then drop everything to one side. Pause for another full breath. And then make your way back up to a comfortable seat. And bring the hands together at the heart center and just take the next breath or two to bring back to mind your intention, dedication, or focus. And then let's honor those thoughts by bringing our hands to our crown, to our throats, honoring our words, and our hearts, honoring our souls, and those of each other, and the light that shines in each and every one of us. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you, guys.